How many of you have heard about the EPA rollbacks?
I've heard some. There's some really scary things happening that, again, many people don't realize the long-term impacts to their lives.
True.
Anybody younger than a boomer maybe doesn't remember the air pollution of the 1970s. But we're kind of headed back in that direction, unfortunately. So this is the actual EPA site, and they're launching the biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history, making it sound like it's a good thing. Right?
Yeah.
So the Environmental Protection Agency announced that the agency will undertake 31 historic actions in the greatest and most consequential day of deregulation in U.S. history. And Trump signed those orders. So what is it unleashing? So reconsideration of regulations on power plants, reconsideration of regulations throttling the oil and gas industry. So we could probably think about oil drilling on our beautiful public lands. Reconsideration of mercury and air toxic standards that improperly targeted coal-fired power plants. Mandatory reconsideration of mandatory greenhouse gas reporting program. This is a big one. Now, you know, the states will still have some control, but doesn't matter. We all breathe the same atmosphere. We only have one atmosphere around the planet. And so what we do,
these people.
No.
we know, it's money. It's all about the money, because all of these things that we've done to gain the progress that we've made in the last, 30, 50 years, right?
Right.
The reason we have clean air, clean water, beautiful national parks is because of the money we've spent to protect this planet and to protect us. And it's interesting because they put a couple things here. They're spinning it as that it's going to help American families by reducing their costs, right, in a nutshell. So they're spinning it. But that's not what the EPA, the environmental people are saying, right? So basically what they are doing is giving polluters, these companies who before this had to put out all kinds of money to make sure that they weren't polluting, let's say the air, right? The emissions, all of that is being pulled away from them. And it's all about the money. It's all about our politicians being paid by these big companies to make these decisions. And so basically they're going to stop collecting and publishing annual greenhouse gas emissions from factories, refineries, and other facilities. So why? So we don't know which companies are the biggest perpetrators of this. So again, they're going to hide it all from US citizens. So even if we wanted to push back and fight back, it would be more difficult, which we are. We have, we have too many organizations out there right now who are following this. And to me, this is a big class action lawsuit, I think, by the country, by all of us. Thoughts, anybody?
It's so, the idea that this is saving American families money. What about your life? What about your lives, the lives of your children, the lives of your grandchildren, your nephews, your nieces, other people in your neighborhood? Like, because of climate change, crops can't grow in some environments. So that's loss of food for people and animals. People are having to throw entire fields of crops away because they can't grow, or they're getting burned or washed away. it's a colossal waste of food. It's a loss of money for people. And then you talk about things like storms that happen in places like Texas, where all those kids at the summer camp died.
That's right.
Mhm.
So maybe like 5 people will save $5 over the course of a year, but what about the rest of us in our lives?
Well, and as you said, illnesses too, lung disease. I mean, you could go on, really, and you don't see that as much anymore.
No, lung cancers.
Lung can't, yeah.
Yeah. From breathing there. And remember, Trump pulled us from the Paris Accord, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when we look at global, the one thing that was discussed in this is that obviously states can push back and stand up, but also our international community can as well, because this is not just a US issue. This is a world issue. Like I said, we have one atmosphere that we all share. So if we don't get, our shit together, we're not going to have a planet. They estimate 200K lives just with these particular rollbacks. So Environmental Protection Network analyzed the 12 of these 31 rollbacks using data published by the EPA for each of these rules, concludes that the air pollution increase will lead to 200,000 premature deaths through 2050. And that's the equivalent of 20 sports arenas filled with children, parents, moms, dads who will live shorter, less healthy lives because of these rollbacks. Cause more than 10,000 asthma attacks every day through the United States, leading to missed day schools, missed days at works, etc. And then create $6 in cost to the public for every dollar in cost relief to corporate polluters. The EPA rules that Zeldin seeks to erase $254 billion in annual benefits for public health and the economy compared to $39 billion in cost to regulate the industry. It's going to cost us more for these rollbacks than what they're telling us. They are not telling us the truth. And this website, I'll put it in the description if you want to go in and take a look, but it goes through and has some really nice grids of information talking about what really is going to happen just with these rollbacks. I mean, it's scary. So Maureen, we talked about cancer, all these carcinogens from benzene to formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead, respiratory, pulmonary function, nervous system effects, metabolic effects, reproductive effects. I mean, the list goes on.
I think Trump think he gonna live forever. He gonna live here by himself, and everybody else gonna be dead.
I'm sorry, not funny, but
I didn't.
you
But
know
that's
how to put stuff in certain context.
I am legend. Or what it used to be, if you're older, what was the Omega Man?
Like he gonna live
The
forever.
Omega
Yeah,
Man?
he's the alpha. He the omega.
Omega Man with Charlton Heston.
Oh,
That goes way back.
that goes way back.
So what do we do? How do we fight back with continuing to do what we do here? That's one aspect. Obviously, continue to push our congressmen and women. Oh, that was the other thing. Over 200 Republican, that was the Infrastructure Act. Over 200 Republican in the House voted against the Infrastructure Act, by the way. And I think it was 20 some odd senators who voted against it. So I forgot to bring that up. So Republicans are not helping us with infrastructure. Republicans are not helping us with air pollution. Republicans are not helping us with health care. It does kind of feel like they want us all dead.
It does. And I was saying yesterday that we need flyers. We need flyers that are being passed out to tell people that if they don't vote for the midterms next year, we're going to be stuck with this fool. Just pass out flyers at your church, pass out flyers at school, just pass out flyers anywhere you are. You know, in the grocery store. We need to be talking about the midterms are coming up, and we need to vote